In the heart of West Africa lies a region steeped in mystery, myth, and ancient majesty. Today we embark on a journey into the past to uncover the legendary history of the Yoruba people and the rise of their formidable Oyo Empire. Our story begins with an origin tales like no other. Picture a world of watery chaos. From the heavens descends Oduduwa, a legendary figure tasked by Olorun, the supreme god, with creating solid land. In his hands, he holds a handful of earth, a cockerel, and a palm nut. These items are believed to have formed the foundations of the city-state of Ile-Ife, the birthplace of the Yoruba civilization. Today, this city is considered the spiritual heart of the Yoruba people. Another tradition indicates that Yoruba people were produced by intermarriage between a small band of invaders from the savannah and the indigenous inhabitants of the forest. The story is that Oduduwa was the son of Lamorudu, sometimes described as a ruler from the east, sometimes as a prince of Mecca. When Islam was introduced into his homeland, Oduduwa refused to forsake the religion of his ancestors, and he and his supporters were expelled from their native land. After long wanderings, they settled among the forest people and founded the state of Ife. Oduduwa had 7 close descendants. Some traditions say they were his sons, others called them grandsons. These 7 young men moved out to found the ruling families of 7 Yoruba states. These are named as the state of Owu, Sabe, Popo, Benin, Ila, Ketu, and Oyo. Whether or not there is any historical accuracy in the detail of this story, the moral is strong. It represents Yoruba acceptance of a fraternal relationship between the states that were to make up the empire of Oyo, and also of their racial affinity with Benin. It is also significant that Oyo was founded by the youngest son or grandson, and therefore last in line. This idea is consistent with the rise of a new and foreign state, upsetting the existing political relationship. From this humble beginning, the Yoruba people grew, establishing numerous states. One of these was the Oyo Empire, the political powerhouse of the Yoruba, founded by Oduduwa's youngest son, Oranyan, also known as Oranyan. Oranyan was a charismatic leader, a trailblazer. His adventures took him across lands and cultures, from Benin to the northern reaches of the Niger River. Legend has it that a giant snake and a magic charm led Oranyan to the location where he would establish the city of Oyo. Oranyan was unsuccessfully sent to Benin to establish a monarchy that would resolve the internal struggles of this republican village. There, according to one tradition, he married the princess of the former ruling dynasty of Benin, Irenwende, the daughter of the Enogi of Igor. And once his infant son, Eweka I, was recognized as lawful ruler there, he returned home. Later, he became the second ruler of Ife and made an alliance with his senior brothers for a punitive raid on the people to the north of the Niger, who had insulted Oduduwa. During their march northward, the brothers quarreled and the army split up, as Oranyan's forces were no longer sufficient to force a crossing of the Niger. He wandered along its southern shores until he came to Busa. There, he was entertained by the local chief, who gave him a large snake with a magic charm attached to its throat. He advised Oranyan to follow the snake until it stopped in one place for 7 days and then disappear into the ground. There he should find a city. Oranyan obeyed this instruction, and the result was the new city of Oyo. All of Oranyan's royal treasures and sacred symbols were, however, still at Ile-Ife. Either from choice or necessity, he left them there in the charge of Adimu, who was to rule at Ife. And so the Yoruba people had 2 key centers: Ife, the spiritual core, and Oyo, the political nerve center. So sacred was Ife that it was for centuries to remain immune from unfamiliar attacks by other Yoruba states. One figure stands out among the rest, Shango, the god of thunder and war. Once a mere mortal king, his prowess in battle and his fearsome abilities turn him into a deity worshipped to this day. Before he died, Oromiyans established his authority over the environs of Oyo. His successor Ajaka was deposed because he was insufficiently warlike and allowed Oyo's sub-chiefs too much independence. The office of Ile-Ife was therefore conferred upon his brother Shango, a great warrior and terrifying magician. He is said to have breathed fire and smoke from his nostril and to have attempted to control thunder and lightning. His experiment at calling lightning to earth was disastrously successful, for it destroyed his palace and family. Filled with personal remorse and rejected by his angry people, Shango wandered into the bush and hanged himself. Shango's influence was so potent that even the mere sight of his symbols could quell disputes among the Yoruba states. It was under rulers like Sango that the Oyo Empire grew in power and influence, extending its reach across West Africa. On Shango's death, Ajaka was restored to the throne, a changed man. Ferociously warlike and a cruel tyrant, he is said to have killed over 1,060 rival chiefs. His successor, Kori, troubled by attacks from the Ijesha, sent a mighty hunter called Timi to subdue them. Although the successful Timi proved disloyal, and the end result was the rejection of Kori. Timi's expedition founded Ede as a frontier state to control the eastern marshes. Thus, by Kori's death, we have a picture of Oyo in control of the whole metropolitan area. Ile-Ife Onigbogi's reign saw a temporary halt to Oyo military successes. An unexpected attack by the Nope resulted in the destruction of Old Oyo and the flight of its inhabitants into Bogu. Although his successor Ofinran was to drive the Nope from Oyo's territory, it was not until the subsequent reign of Egungun Oju that the Oyo were able to return to Yoruba land. Even then, Old Oyo was uninhabitable and a new capital had to be built at Oyo Igboho. 4 Ile-Ifes reigned there, including Orompoto, whose thousands cavalry horses had 4 leads tied to their tails to obliterate their tracks in the struggle against Enope and the Bariba of Bogu. Also, Ajiboyede, who held the first Bede festival and was the first Oyo ruler visited by a Muslim missionary. Not until Abikpa was there an Ile-Ife with sufficient power and authority to compel his people to return to the supposedly haunted site of Old Oyo and rebuild their original capital. Thus, it was that Ile-Ife Balokun was traditionally able to receive the first European visitors and taste the first European salt in the Asian city of his ancestor. If these stories are true, this visitor may have well been Portuguese and the time the 16th century. Despite a series of challenges, such as the devastating attack by the Nope people and the subsequent exile, the Oyo Empire demonstrated remarkable resilience. Under the leadership of capable rulers, the Yoruba people returned to their lands, rebuilt their capital, and restored their glory. As we journey back to the present, the legacy of the Yoruba people and the Oyo Empire remain evident in modern-day Nigeria. Through their arts, language, and cultural practices, the echoes of their storied past resonate, keeping the spirit of the Oyo Empire alive. Join us next time as we delve deeper into the fascinating history of Africa's ancient empires. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more exploration into the past. Until then, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep appreciating the rich tapestry of our shared global history. Goodbye and take care.